Hello, 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 hello. So, welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in to Soul Food Sundays. I'm actually at a wedding, but I needed to make sure that you all got these recipes for your Easter dinner celebration. So sit back, relax. This one is going to be three different recipes, and everything will be posted in YouTube. So sit back, relax, rejoice. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna be making mac and cheese, my kicking collard greens, and then our lamb chops. And my daughter Zaria joined us today. So enjoy. Talk with y'all soon. Hey, good people. Welcome to Soul Food Sundays with Sweet Granny Bees. And I am here today with my daughter. This is Zaria Beatrice. Y'all know my name Beatrice. So this is Zaria Beatrice. She married, so her last name Nagby. But we are doing the Easter edition of Soul Food Sunday. So we're going to prepare a whole meal this time. So it won't just be one dish. It's going to be three. So we're going to be preparing. What are you preparing?
I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the macaroni as well as some amazing lamb chops.
So I haven't had her lamb chops, so I'm very interested to know how these are going to turn out. I'm really excited about those. She makes awesome mac and cheese, and then I'm going to make some kicking collard greens, and that's what we going to have. So this is just our version of something that you can prepare for your family for Easter. For a great gathering, a family. Of course, you can switch it up a little bit. You can add to it. You can add, some cornbread. You can add some yams. But we're going to show you how to make these three staples. And your meat could be anything. A lot of people like to have a ham or a turkey, whatever you like. But we like to go a little bit non-traditional, so we're choosing lamb chops. For today, she's going to show. She wanted to be fancy, she fancy. That's all right. That's all right. And we're not going to do the libation today unless she might change her mind. She don't like libations. That's my thing. So we might have to do that with.
We could have a glass of wine.
We can have a glass of wine. So we're going to come back and we're going to have some libations with the baby. And we're going to be cooking. And we're going to have a good time. So, all right. We're going to get started. The first thing we're going to cook is the kicking collard greens. So we'll be right back to show you how to get those going. All right. So we have cooked 7 slices of bacon. So we got our bacon over here. We're letting it drain on a paper towel. And then we're gonna use this bacon grease. I don't like bacon grease, y'all. And we're gonna saute our onions. No, we love to saute the onions. So we're gonna saute the onions until they're translucent. That's not gonna take too long. Oh yeah, the bacon grease is nice and hot. It ain't gonna take too long for that. So we're going to saute them for a couple minutes, and then we are going to add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. I'll put that in there and saute that pretty well. These greens are going to be so good, y'all. And the onion and the garlic is going to help flavor them. They're going to be so good. And they're so easy to make. Again, what I love to do is something that's easy and simple. So y'all gonna see how easy and simple this is. The onions are pretty translucent. And the garlic, you can smell it too. It smells so good. I'm gonna start adding the greens in. A little bit at a time. And these have been washed. Had to wash these greens. And pick them. And cut them. And we could talk about how to wash for those of you who haven't washed greens before. We could talk about that on another episode. But these have been washed and picked and cut. So greens wither down really, they wither down a lot, so really well. So this is 3 bunches of greens, so you'll see exactly what that yields. But have a lot of greens in order to a lot of the fresh greens in order to get you a good health keeping for your family. So this is 3 bunches. So you'll see what this ends up looking like after it's done cooking. So I'm gonna let that cook down. Well, we really just want it to kind of wilt a little bit. So let me just talk a little bit about our libation. So my daughter said we can have one. So this is a Moscato D'Asti. It's really sweet. It's sparkly, bubbly, so it's really light and fun. And you can get a Moscato D'Asti anywhere. So cheers for that. All right. So we got all the greens into the pot. And what we are going to do now, and see they wilted a little bit. So that's how you want to get them down. So we're going to take our bacon and crumble it and put that into our greens. So again, this is also going to help flavor it. And in addition to that, you got to save you a little piece. So we're also going to put in, at this point, 3 cups of water. And then we're going to sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of bouillon. So this is going to flavor our greens really, really well. And basically, we're just going to let this cook until they're tender. We are going to add a couple more ingredients. I like to put brown sugar, again, to mellow out, not so the greens are sweet, but to mellow them out a little bit, the flavor. And I also like to add a little bit of vinegar. It just gives it a really, really good flavor to it. So we'll add that in a little later, but we're going to let this cook down and we'll come back and show you what we got. All right, so I have the greens going in the pot simmering, and we're going to come back to that, but we're going to go ahead and get started. You see, libation, team. We got to do it right. There we go. Okay. I'm serious about my libations here. So she's going to get started on the mac and cheese. So what do we need to do?
Okay, guys. So the first thing you want to do is turn it on, turn the skillet on, or turn the eye on underneath your skillet.
So what? Medium heat, high heat?
Medium heat. And then you're going to go ahead and get a stick of butter and melt that in your pot. Okay, so guys, what we're going to be doing is we're making a roux. Actually, I need to turn the fire down a little bit. Oh, there we go. We're going to be making a roux, which is butter, milk, and flour.
And how much butter you use?
1 stick of butter.
1 stick of butter. Okay. And so you're going to add some flour. How much flour is that? 1/4 of a cup? Yes. 1/4 of a cup of flour. Oh, get it in there. And why do we make a roux?
It makes your cheese sauce a little bit more creamy and more decadent.
It make you do a wiggle?
Yeah, it makes you
do a little something, something. With your hand too?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do all of that.
All right, and how much milk do you put in?
Let's do, I forgot we measured.
Okay, so then we
probably
add
half a cup.
A 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. You can use regular milk too, but we only had the evaporated, so we're gonna go with that. All right.
Yes, and you're gonna let this thicken up a little bit.
So y'all can see how thick it's gotten really quickly. And that's how you want it to look.
And once it gets like that, you want to add your cheese.
Okay. And what kind of cheese are we?
And then you're gonna add your cheese in and just let that melt. I did 1/2 of a big block of Velveeta. And you pause it.
So how much milk did you end up using?
So we ended up using this whole can of evaporated milk. Honestly, I would recommend using regular milk. We just didn't have regular milk, so evaporated milk is the alternative. But You can use 1 full can of evaporated milk or about 12 ounces of regular milk.
You sure?
Yeah, that's how much is in the can.
Oh, okay.
Or until it looks like this.
So you want a nice,
You want it to be creamy.
nice cream sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got our noodles. We're about to boil our noodles, and we'll come back and show you next steps. So our collard greens have been cooking, simmering for about 15 minutes. So they're looking pretty good. And what we're gonna do, put the lid down. We're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. We're gonna add half of this, which is gonna be 1/8 of a cup of white vinegar. And then we are going to add probably about 1/3 of a tablespoon of pepper. And then we're not gonna really measure this, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of red pepper flakes in there. That's why it's kicking, because we got some red pepper in there. And it's not much, we just want a nice little covering, because you don't want it too hot. So we're gonna add that in, and then we're gonna stir it up and continue to let it simmer. Think about it, you know it's not, you're gonna taste it. What I tell you, you gotta taste your food. So we're gonna taste it to see if it tastes like we want, or if we want to add something else. But we're gonna continue to let this simmer for probably another 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and show you what it's gonna look like after that.
All right, so while we're waiting on the macaroni to cook down, we're gonna go ahead and start on our lamb chops. What I did to marinate these lamb chops was I got some olive oil, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and I mixed those two together, and then I added a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. You can add whatever seasonings you want, but basically just oil and seasoning is your marinade. Very basic, but it's so delicious.
Did you add any salt, anything like that?
Yeah, I added a little bit of salt, but that's, you know, if you want salt. If you don't want salt, it's up to you. And you want to get a wire rack if you don't have one of these to cook these on. We've got the oven set on broil.
And how long did these marinate for?
Probably 2 hours.
Okay.
But they don't have to be marinated that long. If you don't have 2 hours to marinate your meat, that's fine. If you only have 30 minutes, just do whatever you can.
So you got all of them placed on the rack. And tell us again what you used to marinate.
Just Italian seasoning and some olive oil, and then whatever other seasonings you want to add. Garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of seasoning salt.
Any pepper?
If you want to add that pepper,
Okay.
pepper as well.
And then place them on the rack, and then you're just gonna pop them into the broiler. And how long will they cook for?
You gotta kind of watch it. So I'd say about 20 minutes, and then you want to flip them.
Okay.
But you want a high heat on the broiler so that they can get a nice little crispness, but don't let them burn. So you gotta watch them.
Okay.
But it's gonna be super fast, super quick.
All right. Excellent. All right, so this has been simmering for another 15 minutes. It's looking real good, by the way. It's about ready. So we're gonna check it for flavor and for tenderness to see where we at, and see if we need to add anything and how much longer we need to cook it. Come on now, come on, come on. Yeah. That is good.
Okay, so our cavatappi pasta, cavatappi because we fancy.
You love to be fancy, girl.
If
You
y'all don't know
fancy.
what cavatappi looks like, it's just
Extra swirl in the noodle. Extra swirl.
so we're gonna go ahead and put that in here. And then take your cheese sauce. It's got a little cold.
See what's happening. And so we're gonna mix it up in there real good. It's falling apart. So they've been in here broiling for about 2 minutes. Yeah, they cook real good. They're sizzling, y'all. So we're gonna flip them and then let y'all know how they coming out. All right, so we stirred the cheese up into the macaroni and noodles, and then we also added some pepper and a half a tablespoon of house seasoning, and now we're going to sprinkle the top with a little bit of mild cheddar, and you can do this to your liking. And we did about a half a teaspoon of black pepper, but again, you can season to your heart's desire or skip it entirely. We just want to make sure that it's got a nice flavor on it. We're going to stick this in the oven on 350 and bake it for about 20-25 minutes. Listen to that sizzle. Yeah. Y'all hear that? These bad boys look delicious. So these are done. The greens are done. Just waiting on the mac and cheese. Then we're going to plate this bad boy. It's going to be some good eating, y'all. I'm telling you. It's going to be some good eating. So we'll see you back in just for you, both of us. Both of us. All right. All right, y'all, we are done. Good job, Zara. You gonna toast to a great meal? Okay. All right. Nothing like a libation. All right, we about to dig into this. Y'all see this food? It is looking scrumptious. You hear me? Let me see. Oh, that mac and cheese is cheesy. Yes. And these greens. They tender. Y'all, how's your food? You think you got enough in your mouth, baby? You see, she ain't saying much.
We don't play no games.
She don't play no games with the food. And these lamb chops are, you just pick it up at the, all right, just bite on into it. It's good? Oh my God. It's so tender. And it's seasoned. Seasoned just right. You like that? As you can see,
it's like
that's
medium.
what I said, it's tender. Yeah, it's like a medium. It came out, but it's a little kind of crisp on the edges. Y'all need to make this. This is delicious, I'm telling you. Y'all need to make this. This makes a great meal for the family. And you know, did you have a good time making it? Because I think we had a good time.
We did.
When we wasn't fighting over who can do it. I can do it. Twins, I can do it. No, I can do it. I do it for you. No, I'm already doing it. I can do it. That's us. But other than that, we had a good time.
Excited to help.
There you go. All right, well, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all make this. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know if you make it. Let me know how it came out. But we're going to enjoy this bad boy. And happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, thank y'all for tuning in today. Like I said, I'm at a wedding, so it's a little loud. You can hear quite a bit, but I really hope y'all enjoyed Soul Food Sunday. If you tried it, Them lamb chops, let me tell you, were the bomb. The green, everything was good. The greens, and it was easy to make. It didn't take us a really long time to make. It took maybe about an hour to make everything. So, and everything was just delicious. So y'all gotta try it. You gotta try it. So thank y'all for tuning in to Soul Food Sundays. I'm gonna get back to this wedding and I'm gonna see y'all next week. Happy Resurrection Sunday, happy Easter, and I'll see you next time. Y'all take care. Thank you for tuning in. And the recipe will be in our YouTube page. Take care.